All right, good morning, Bears. Let's get this show on the road. Here we go. All right, we're back in action. My Wi-Fi is back up and working. They were working on the electrical stuff in front of my house yesterday, but when they're up there, they probably had to disconnect the cables. So I had no Wi-Fi. And then I think everybody was trying to use their cell phones because I couldn't get on with my cell phone either. I was finally able to get on about halfway through the first morning Zoom. Just a reminder for everybody, remember, first thing you should do, you come on and you go to groups, click groups, say, I wonder what we're doing today with Mr. Downs. And then you see like, oh, see below directions, here's phone loaded video, that's a little weird, maybe you scroll down here. Hey, sorry morning class, my Zoom and my internet down, no Zoom today. Create a top slide, metabolism slide, photos, internet research, and CR. Then scroll down and play with Sim. I'll try to post video from phone. I did post a video from phone. This was confusing on my part because I was doing it in a rush and on the phone because I didn't want you guys sitting on Zoom. So I shouldn't have said sorry morning class because I kind of assumed it was going to be down all day. So I should have took that out and just said, hey, my Zoom and internet down. But it self-clarified and asked if that's the first class. So remember, you can always reply. Now, of course, if my internet's down, I'm not going to get messages either. But usually I can get on with the phone. Anyway, we got it going. The other classes made Zoom, but I kept the day basic. And so what we're going to look at today is these little entries you guys did. Today we'll dive deep into that Zoom and start learning almost really like being a doctor because we're med students. And we'll dive in to see what's wrong with our little patient. I think her name is Alyssa. Before we do that, big reminder for everybody. We are in a science week. Last week was a history week. Well, say you have not turned in last week's history. Notice it's not over here anymore. So you need to go into week 8, history project turn in. I think. Yes, and there it is. Week 8, history project, week open slideshow. You open it. And then for you, you would either see edit or submit. If you've done any work on it at all, click submit. If you've even opened it, you should try to do a little bit. Click submit. If you're in Zooms and you click submit and you open the slideshow and do any work at all, you're probably going to get a C if you're in Zooms. Now, if you don't open it at all, you're going to have D's. If you never submit, you're going to have D's. So let's take a look real quick to see. This is all these people have not submitted it. That's just period 6. I'm not going to go through all the periods, but go check that. Now, once you've done that, we're going to do this right now, everybody in class. Go to your science. Now, this is this week's. We don't want to submit that. Notice nothing else is there. Well, where do I go find the things I need to submit? Go to week 9, metabolism, no. Week 8 science, turn in student led. Ooh, we all need to do that. Now this, everybody do. I don't care if you've done any work or not. Just turn it in. If you turn something in, it's an easy for turning something in. Even if you had to fill it out yourself without your parents. But remember, it's not too late. Have your parents. Let's go look at a slide of somebody that turned it in. Oh, there's somebody that hasn't turned it in. Say, Jaden, you need to go turn this in, even if you didn't get it done. Looks like you, look at that, you did it, Jaden, but you need to turn it in. And then don't forget to have your parents click this and do that form, please. All right, those are some business things to take care of. Now, let's take a moment. Everybody go check your work. 5 minutes, go back, submit things you haven't submitted, get organized. I'll give you 5 minutes. Okay, we're back. Now let's get to business. Let's go into our science. Let's do our metabolism. And if you have not opened this yet, you need to open it. You're behind. Melody, breaking my heart. Why did you not open it? Now we come to Jordan, who has opened it. I don't think I've looked at Jordan's lately. So here's our slideshow. There's a bunch of slides, and today's already Wednesday, and we have to do our big project Thursday and Friday. Let's go back up here and see what our goal is. So Thursday starts here. That's slide 44. A lot of these we can cover quick. It's not too bad because we've already made it to here. So right now, if you have not played with metabolism slide, remember this represents a cell. I'm going to just come down here. Trillions of cells. We have trillions of cells. You will observe which molecules enter the cell. There's our Tuesday lesson. Down into here, we should have a metabolism slideshow. Let's see if he has one. He has one. Beautiful. Good job. On track, buddy. So everybody should have a metabolism slide. CR. Good job. And these questions answered. 1, 2, 3. And let's go ahead and kick our day off with this one. Looks good. Today I will tell you about a thing in your body called metabolism. Your metabolism are cells that live in your body. Your metabolism is a thing that keeps you alive and your organs function normally. It keeps you alive by breathing, repairing cells, and digesting food. It is important oxygen to release the energy your own bodies need to function. Interesting. RMR, nice. Is the number of calories your body burns to maintain vital body functions such as heart rate, brain function, breathing. That is all I know on human metabolism. Great CR, my friend. Nice job. So everybody should have that at the top. You have your direction slides. Then you have your prediction, what was wrong with the patient. You have your what makes people healthy. Water, good food, air. Simulation machine overview. He hasn't done this yet. You can get that done easy. Just describe what the simulation machine does. The simulation machine shows how nutrients, water, and air get processed in the body and what goes into cells and how metabolism works. So you can write that right now and get caught up. Now let's go on down here to our simulation machine. There we go. We did all this. Here's some highlight notes. We could do CRs, but I don't think we're going to have time for them. Molecules, an important word we use throughout this unit. It's a group of atoms joined together in a particular way. A molecule is a group of atoms. Glucose is a molecule that organisms can use to release energy, and that is made of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen atoms. Another word for glucose a lot of times people think is sugar. Oxygen, we know about that. That's air. And you can get it from water as well. Amino acids are molecules that are building blocks of protein. So you hear a lot about amino acids with bodybuilders. Thursday starts here into Friday. Okay, we got to go back up. I skipped my sim. Where's our sim? Hello, sim. There it is. There it is. There it is. Nope. I guess I got ahead of myself. There's the sim. All right, so that's perfect. It looks like we're on pace to get to Thursday. What we want to do today is we're going to focus on descriptive writing. So we're going to play with the sim for a few minutes. I'm going to just go through it here. And I'll give you guys, are you using an iPad? If yes, click yes. I'm not, so I click no. Once again, we have to all log in. Make sure it's your Google ID because Amplify knows all of you, so they will recognize it. Okay, so let's focus on today's top slide. Today's top slide is descriptive writing. You can write a CER if you're really advanced, or you can just write 3 descriptive sentences. You're going to pick any of these items down here. Let's look at starch. So I've clicked starch. I have activity walk. You can scroll this over. Sandwich. Oh, I thought that was a hamburger. Custom. Interesting. How do you make custom? I'm not sure how to make custom. That'd be kind of fun. Let's stick with starch. I mean a burger. Create food. I think I did that. Let's go walking. Digestive enzymes. What happens if I make it high? Heart rate. Beats per minute. I don't get how that works. Breathe rate. Doesn't look like they're clicking anything there. Cellular respiration. That's your breathing. So let's click starches and see what happens when you click starch. Okay. So once you play with it, you start getting a feeling of what's happening. You might say, what's going on here? Why are things leaving? You click it and you see that it's the respiratory system. The lungs take in. Notice the lungs are taking things in. What are they taking in? Look down here, you can describe it. And then something goes back out. So what's that? What are those little diamonds? So you could describe that. So you're going to describe 3 things that are happening. You can describe what's happening with the respiratory system and identify using the signs what's happening there. Maybe you want to identify what's happening with the digestive system. And now go up here. Remember, starch, corn is starch, sandwiches is kind of a mix, and fish is all protein. So you basically have protein, starches, which starches tend to have carbohydrates and sugars, and a sandwich which can have both, like a chicken sandwich would have bread, which is carbohydrates, and then you would also have lettuce, which is vegetables, and then you might have the meat, which is protein. So you can pick one of those. Let's see what happens with a fish, just in the digestive system. Fish comes in. Now watch this. Pause before anything else happens. What's happening there? You got to come down here and see what you're getting through the mouth and how it breaks down. Protein. Play. Wait till something happens. See where it goes. Some stays in the stomach. Some goes into the digest. Oh, something just happened. What did it break down into? Amino acids. Key part of protein. And now let's go ahead and pause and make this bigger. So we're seeing something's happening here. Go ahead and hit play. Okay, what just happened? Where are those amino acids going? They're going to the circulatory system. So you can play around. 3 events we're practicing is called descriptive writing. So if I would describe how to sip a cup of coffee, I'd say first you must have coffee in a cup. Then you would take the cup into your hand, left or right, whatever is preferred. Make sure it's not too hot by just getting a nice test. And then you will take a sip of the coffee. Lovely. So that's descriptive writing. So you're going to describe the same thing. What happens when a fish goes into the circulatory system? Or what happens when you eat a fish? You can do very specific or you can do broad. So you can describe a fish. Where does it go? What does it turn into? What does it do in the body? Or you can go very specific. Let's go back. And maybe you just want to talk about cells in the body. Now watch. If you go reset, start over, yes. Test mode is kind of fun, but it's on a clock, so either one is fine. Either one will work. So we're starting over. Notice this clock is ticking, so hit pause and decide what you want to do. First, figure out, I'm going to talk about this cell. Nothing is in the cell right now. How do things get into this cell? I want to describe that. Let's go ahead and start it and hit a fish. Here comes the fish. I want to see, because I'm focusing on the cell. Fish goes into the body. Fish breaks up. Oh, something just went in the cell. Pause it. Identify what is going into the cell and describe it. Glucose, oxygen. Click play again. This is just, I think I overdid it with 3. Let's do 1 quality descriptive, because I think it is going to be more like a CER, because I want you to just go start to finish. You're not going to be able to do 3. So this is kind of a CER, top slide CER. Pick 1 process, start to finish, descriptive writing. What's the person eating? What's happening? Where do things go? Lungs and nose. How does it make it into the circulatory system? What happens there? Look over here to the digestive system. What's happening down here? Stored glucose in the body. Use these little codes and decipher it. Now, heart rate, breath rate, we're not going to talk about that yet. We'll talk about that tomorrow when we start talking about what is wrong with the girl, because this is a healthy person. All right, descriptive writing. 1 top slide, CER. Play with this. Figure out what you like. Describe from beginning to end. Just like a CER, what are you describing? What happens first? What happens next? What's the third thing that happens? Finally, what's your conclusion or overview of what you just described? All right, let's get going. Top slide.